Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Masters. We're getting ready to go into game number 3. This is going to be Misfits Premier taking on WLGaming. This is Greece versus France, and Misfits Premier were a team that were pretty impressive yesterday, and I think they're impressive because their playstyle is typically they fall behind around 2k gold, and then they slowly pull it back as they go later into the game. They are a late game team. Yesterday, they just didn't fall behind. Yesterday, they just closed out early. It was not what we see from them, back at home. Question for me was that just because they were so much better than their opponents, or is this maybe a bit of a shake-up in style for them?
I think that the game we just witnessed is a good example of it. Do you have a scaling win condition? Maybe that had just been the meta of LFL all along. But what we also saw yesterday is they're really good at playing around with the pressure. Just like LDLC, when they get pressure, they're really good at externalizing it and highlighting it on the map. Targamas, support, really good at roaming out as soon as we get that pressure, really good at getting the jungle advantage as well. And they're just, yesterday, we saw clear 1-3-1 composition, where it was Akali and Aurelia, really two really skill check champions coming into it. So if you get a lead onto those champions, they're going to heavily snowball.
I also just want to draw like a bit of a highlight into some of the members for WLGaming. Obviously, we saw, Ms. Agresivoo get his Aurelia yesterday, which was great, but IceBreaker on the set. The joke yesterday was a bit of a coin flip every time he ulted, because that's kind of how he played. He just, every time someone was in range to ult, he just pressed R and went on them. And most of the time it worked out for them. But also the likes of Warden on the Graves, coming in from a tier 2 UK league. He played in the UKLC, which is one of the feeder leagues into the NLC. He didn't even make it to playoffs in the tier 2 league. And then he just comes in at the end of that split. This was this summer as well. Comes in, joins WLGaming for EU Masters, and gets a pentakill on the Graves. Really, really solid stuff by him. You got Paris on that Galio with a 4-man taunt. There were just so many big moments from that WLGaming game, which I hope they can replicate once again. But Misfits, this is a very different beast.
But just as you said, IceBreaker, huge fighting spirit yesterday, and good objective control around for WLGaming. The thing is, as soon as they got the first objective, as soon as they got their leads, they were really good at as a cohesive unit, as a team, moving around the map with their objective. The first turret they got was the mid lane tier 1 turret, and that's not very often you get that one.
Yeah, I mean, that was, like you said, it's rare to get. But anyway, for now, Graves is going to get taken away from Warden. Not really too unexpected there, denying that pick from him. It's over to WLGaming. Where are we going to see the bans? The Akali taken away. Ronaldo had a good game on it yesterday. I actually expect to see the Aurelia maybe pop up as well as a ban, because Agresivoo is a champion he is really, really good at.
He is really, really good at it. Here's the thing about it. Yesterday, it was in a good matchup. One thing that Misfits Premier will do is that they will flex the Shen. We have seen that a lot from EU Master teams now, also from the Ultra League with the likes of a Go Rogue. But going into this, they had a flex pick onto the Shen who went support, and they got the counter matchup where they could pick Aurelia into Cannon. My question is, are they feeling ballsy enough to do that when they're blue side and blind picking Aurelia? Because often that can go really wrong.
All right, well, the bans actually are going to be the Fiddlesticks and the Caitlyn, so the Aurelia has been left open. Will the blue side pick it? Like you said, could be dealt with here, but for now, looking at potentially a Shen pick. And what I like about the Shen is its flexibility. You can put it support, you can put it top. It's a great blind pick because of that flexibility. And it has some really good matchups top lane, even if it does go blind.
I just love its kit in general. I think it was a bit overbuff when he got that shield buff, and it made him really popular. He was already in a good state for counter matchup, or just, a general playstyle for top side. And he still is really good in the top side alone. Not much dueling potential into him. And then when the flexibility becomes a part of it, as you mentioned, that's just taking him to a whole nother level.
Alrighty, well, the Jhin's going to get picked up here for Bananitoo, and Warden's going to get his hands onto the Nidalee. For anyone who doesn't know Warden, Graves and Nidalee are like the 2 big picks for him, so he gets himself a bit of comfort here. We can see it's meta at the moment as well, because it's got good clear speed and stuff like that, so pretty good pickup. But speaking of meta junglers, I think something's a little bit higher up in the priority is going to be this Hecarim. Kirei getting his hands onto that is going to be big.
And now we might see the question you asked earlier, who's got the better clear speed? Well, we got a matchup going into it again now with the Nidalee Hecarim. Now, rounding up this composition, you still have the likes of Azir, Orianna, and Syndra up and available if you'd like to go for that sort of control mage here. I think Orianna is going to be the most suitable. It's the one we've seen paired up with Hecarim so many times, and we've also seen it with a Senna, but that is still left up for grabs in the ban phase. Now, third pick will come in from Relock Gaming. They have some early game with this Nidalee right now. Problem is, are you still looking to be more proactive, or are you looking to secure some scaling, some control mages yourself here?
Well, Paris going to get his hands onto the Galio. We saw it yesterday from him. He had a game-defining taunt, to be honest. 4 members, all of the carries caught out by him. So good pick up for him. I think this is pretty solid for what WLG Gaming looking to do. And now the Kalista getting banned away with no AD carries picked up for Misfits. Expect some of these more strong ADCs to be denied. Caitlyn's already been taken away. There goes the Kalista. And going to be IceBreaker losing his Renekton.
And it looks like they are taking into account that either they're going to have to put the Shen top and they're getting rid of matchups, but Renekton is a bad matchup into Shen. So I think we're looking at a Shen that's possibly going support here, and then they're just getting rid of good flying picks coming out from Relock Gaming.
What do WLG Gaming want to ban away as their last AD carry here? I mean, they don't have to go AD carry, but I feel like AD carry would be the best pickup for them just to deny something strong, and it's going to be the center. Something we did see at the beginning of yesterday. We haven't seen as much priority on the center here at EU Masters as I would have expected coming into the tournament.
But here's the thing, this center Orianna and Hecarim composition was a composition that was well popularized by LDLC and actually used in the LEC as well.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty well-known composition coming in here, so it makes sense getting rid of this center as well.
Well, there goes the Scion as the final ban for Misfits Premier. So they are dealing with top laners, obviously taking away things that can be comfortable blind. Likes the Gangplank has still been left open though if IceBreaker wants to take that. Something that we've seen a lot of teams pick up here in this 4th pick on the red side, as it just do really well in that role. But for now, it looks like they are going to lock in that Nautilus and get something that is going to be somewhat comfortable, and obviously does imply a little bit more engaged, because at the moment, WLG Gaming are lacking a little bit of engage.
We still have the likes of Ezreal up and available, and when you got champions like Nautilus that likes to get at you, well, you can get a safe laning phase with the Ezreal as well if that's what you're looking for. And then we need to know, is this finally Shen support going in? Did he just lock that?
Jezu's locked in the Vayne here. Okay, that's pretty bold. I mean, you're fairly short range compared to something like the Jhin, but that is a very bold pick. What are they going to look to pair it up with?
If they're just are they just going hard engage with this one? They're just going to be playing around this Vayne in the late game. They're just looking to chill and wait for this Vayne to get the good items. Here's what I don't like if this gets locked in. You got a Galio with much possibility to roam. You got a Nidalee who just needs someone to be stunned or anything to actually land that spear. You got a Nautilus with good CC target lockdown. And you got the Jhin with that 4th shot just destroying people. So this Vayne is going to be a lot under heavy target in the beginning, and now you're looking at WLG Gaming, who gets the counter pick onto IceBreaker. We saw what he could do yesterday when he was in a fine matchup. He just kept coin flipping, as you said. He is going for block.
Well, it looks like again he's looking for the team fights. He's looking to jump in, and they lock in that Malphite. What I like about this is when you've got this Vayne you're going up against, it gives you a little bit of, you know, just it's easier to land all that CC. Like you said, you need to find that CC so you can land the spear. You've got the taunt. You've got so much you can layer onto Jezu. And I feel like now this Vayne locked in, now look at the comps, it's going to be very much about Misfits making sure they enable Jezu. Because if they just leave him to do his thing, he's just going to get everything thrown on him and more, and they just lose their carry.
Yeah, and here's the thing, we're looking for someone to be proactive here. WLG Gaming, if they can get any priority into this Vayne, that's enable your Nautilus. That means that a Nidalee and a Nautilus can be running around in your jungle, making sure you don't get anything into this game. If you want to roam mid, this great setup with this Galio. So if Ronaldo is not going for that cleanse either, it's just free gank every time again.
I didn't
keep
see.
killing that Orianna.
Did he not take a lens?
I think he had TP, but I'm not quite sure. But on the other hand, obviously scaling is the name of the game. You got the Hecarim, you got the Orianna to enable him, and you got Vayne, one of the best scaling AD carries if they can get to it. The self-heal and kiting you got out of that champion. But the problem is you need to get to that point where you feel comfortable.
Question is Jezu going to be able to do that? Yesterday we saw Misfits very dominating. Jezu actually does give the heal, so it is a combat summoner, but it isn't going to be that cleanse. So you have to make sure, using that tumble effectively and making sure it will dodge away on as much as possible. Both the teams are going to start up this defensive line across the rift. We're not going to see any action yet.
And going into this WLG Gaming with an amazing upset yesterday. Misfits Premier looking to do their region justice after LDLC just took a loss against SMS here. 1-1 here, it would be absolutely incredible if the Greece region would actually be able to take a game like this. They're looking to be proactive here in the early game, trying to get some vision into this Hecarim. We saw this before as well, when we had the Hecarim Nidalee matchup.
Misfits not sure if they've left or not yet. I don't think there was a ward that would have caught them out, but I think at this point they can sum up that Red Bus probably not getting started, as they are still pretty hesitant. They aren't entirely sure what's going on, but the ward's been placed down. WLG Gaming have all the information they want. They are just going to step away with this one, as it is going to be a red buff start for Kirei. Jezu's actually coming over to leash as well.
Actually, I like that here from Relock Gaming. They're coming in here, creating a bit of panic in the Misfits Premier jungle. And then they're forcing the Hecarim to start red buff because he's too afraid just starting the Raptors here. And that gives you a great emphasis onto the top lane as well, because they actually put Agresivoo all the way down to the red side, which leaves some room for IceBreaker to dictate the lane how he wants it to be paced in the early game.
This looks like it's going to be full bot side clears for both of these junglers as well, so does mean they'll both be moving towards the top lane, so maybe we'll see some action break out there if they decide to be proactive early. And we want to see a Nidalee try and find some way to pull ahead, whether or not that be through farm, whether or not that be through ganking. To keep our eye on what Warden wants to do here for the moment.
As it stands right now, both top laners pathing towards that top side, so if you are going to be creating any battles around the map, it would be towards its top side scuttle in the beginning. Now, there would be better setup through a Galio if he roams first hand, but at the same time, cannot underestimate the taunt from Shen. So, either we're going to be looking for someone going full force for this topside scuttle, or it's just going to be giving over by one of the teams.
You're seeing now what the problem that Jezu's having in the lane. Got the level disadvantage because it's really hard for a level 1 Vayne with a Leona to be able to get control of the wave, and Bananitoo just able to shove in. 17 CS to 6 right now. Should be able to equalize some of that underneath this tower here, but Jezu in a pretty rough state as far as the lane goes. Just want to farm up as much as possible.
But as long as he's able to farm, this in another world could just have been a Galio and Nidalee that were suddenly stiving on the third wave coming into this one. It's not, and that means you can still scale up a little bit, you can still get some farm. Obviously, the Jhin is going to pull ahead here. He just got the better laning phase than Vayne. There's no way about it.
He's got the extra range. He's got the good abilities just for flat wave clear as well, so. Bananitoo able to shove in the lane here. And that's a good start in the bottom side for WLGaming. IceBreaker is feeling the heat a little bit up here top side.
Look at the bot lane though. We look at Kirei coming down here, actually looking for the Senate Blade.
Oh, not going to land it though. Although he's going to continue. Bananitoo maybe getting caught out. They do chunk Kirei out. Kirei flashes out. Teleport's coming down. They find a hook onto Jezu. Jezu's just going to be isolated, flashed away to safety. And Paris comes in with a taunt onto 2. Caught out by the Zenith Blade. Able to flash away for safety himself as Bananitoo flashes in. Gets the cleanse off. Teleport's coming in. Here comes Warden. Spear gets blocked out by a minion as Agresivoo jumping in. And Mersa will lose his life. First blood to Jezu.
And that is such a close fight. We're talking about 1/4 shot actually taking Jezu down. But in the end, flashes over the wall, still had the heal available, and once they overstep, once the TP comes through from Agresivoo, it's really easy to clean up this fight. Here we get it again. You can see Kirei pathing over walls, the Senate Blade come in, but just out of range here. And then I don't understand this. They saw him on the ward and walks into this. Mersa forced to flash here, good root initially, and then the damage onto this one. TP comes through. And then here, after the next TKP comes through, you should be looking to disengage, but it's some great poke and stun coming into this one. Flash goes through here, but heal was still contained by Jezu. And then it's just Mersa, you know, having the worst end of the rope here and just needs to die.
I actually see Jezu's heal coming pretty big for him there, cancelling out that 4th shot damage and making sure he wasn't in any risk of getting killed by Bananitoo. So works out for him. He is still down 15 CS, but gold should be somewhat even off the back that he got that first blood. And now Mersa, we're going to see if he can set something up here in the mid lane, although Ronaldo is pretty heavily shoved in by Paris, so would be have to be a pretty greedy overstep by Ronaldo to get caught out there.
And here's the thing about that last exchange. It was the Vayne that got the kill. Possibly the best target you could get a kill on if you are a Misfits Premier fan here. On the other side, if you need some positive news from Relock Gaming, Warden did get a double scuttle. I'm not sure what he's going to equalize this lead into now, but you mean it's some extra XP advantage. It might come in handy.
Yeah, it's something. Now, looks like everybody's just resetting after all that scrapping. Now, do take stock of what TPs were used. Ronaldo didn't use his. It was only Agresivoo. And IceBreaker hasn't teleported himself. So both of these teams both have teleport available. Dragon is now up. It is a Cloud Drake, so maybe not the most hotly contested one, but it does get that kind of ball rolling. And Warden, going to check this out, make sure nobody knows he's doing it. And decides maybe not to feel it yet, as bot lane not quite as hard shoved in, and neither is mid.
No, neither is mid, but they would have good pressure around here. You can also see Kirei is around. He is smelling something is alert here, and there is a ping board around that tri-bush, so they won't actually notice him. Now they will.
Warden sees him. They catch the Zenith Blade. Warden being patient.
No flash Mersa.
Mersa getting caught out instantly, going low HP, and that's a great knock into the wall as Kirei gets the kill, trying to get the assassination off onto Targamas, but he's got that Stand United. IceBreaker making his way forward, has got level 6, and Warden's closing in. Jezu caught out the 3-man rupture as everybody gets knocked up. Here comes the taunt though from Paris onto 3 members. A shockwave by Ronaldo is going to be enough as they jump in with the heroic entrance. Paris now trying to keep his AD carry alive, and this fight is so back and forth. IceBreaker trying to get the kill onto Kirei, but Kirei's going to be able to survive, and IceBreaker sacrifices him life. Kirei's going to live, Paris is going to go down, and Misfits have found everything and more. We Love Gaming have just crumbled as Bananitoo will be chased down, and Agresivoo cashes in on the kill.
They got so tunnel vision onto Kirei there. They were just walking through 3 members, keep taking damage. Initially, I like the fight coming in here. Mersa from the last exchange doesn't have his flash up, and he's an easy kill. And with the Stand United still up and available here, as you can see, comes down to Targamas. A bit uncoordinated with the flash, doubling flash forward, but then IceBreaker, nice 3-man knock-up with the unstoppable force here into Paris. I feel like we're getting used to it, but get around with that replay.
It's just action constantly. Warden finds himself a kill onto Ronaldo. That's going to take him out of the game for a little bit. And Dragon hasn't been picked up off the back of that fight
now
for
we could
either
expect
team.
it.
But We Love Gaming, now with that pick onto Ronaldo, now with his teleport down, now with the Stand United down, no way for these members to get into the area quick enough. We Love Gaming will pick themselves up this early cloud break.
They will, and we're right into 8 minutes into the game, so it's not the earliest we've seen, but nevertheless, it is that streak you're getting going for these Drakes, especially with a team like Misfits Premier. If you can stop them from getting any early Drake, that also means that if they suddenly get hit in the mid-game, you won't have to worry about too much of a Dragon Soul being your problem. Going back into it, I'm afraid talking now, because I feel like out of nowhere, a fight is just going to explode.
I mean, this has been pretty explosive, honestly. We're only 8 minutes in, and we're 8 kills in. Kill per minute.
Who was it that told me LFL is very slow and controlled with their games? I feel like that is just the LFL style. As soon as they go international, they just want blood.
Yeah, I mean, that is it. It's these teams have their playstyle at home and they know what works at home, but they're also willing to adapt. They're also willing to change up their playstyle. Misfits has shown this now 2 games in a row that they're not just about playing for that 36-minute mark and closing out the game in a slower pace format. They are willing to take these early fights. They are willing to skirmish. They're willing to trade. And Misfits, they're just having a really, really good start to this EU Masters.
And on to this, they didn't really catch on to the rotation going in for Relock Gaming. That means that with this Rift Hell being picked up and the rotation not coming through, you get all the pressure you want with this topside turret, and you got the Herald to funnel your Vayne.
And look, they're trying to get the solo plates into Jezu here. Gets 1. Should try and get the second one as well. IceBreaker does have the unstoppable force, but I feel like that might be a little bit greedy as Paris is getting zoned away by Ronaldo. They're just going to try and take as many plates solo for Jezu as possible. Get as much gold funneled into this.
Oh my lord!
Vayne as possible, but he's actually just going to condemn back. And now IceBreaker being run down a little bit. Warden's coming in, and Jezu just free-firing away. IceBreaker's going to go low, and Jezu cashes in on his second kill. They've got Rift Herald, so that's more plates, that's more gold they can inject into the Vayne if they need to.
But now the resource or the rotations are also coming in from Relock Gaming, so you can't stand here any longer. You need to reset on the Vayne. But once again, good team play coming out from Misfits Premier. They see that IceBreaker is going ham, and they funnel the kill into Jezu. And
crucially, the heal again. We talked about the summoner spells. We thought the cleanse was going to be a big factor, and looking at the comps, it should be. But Jezu's been very, very good at using that heal in a way which will keep him alive and make sure that he's able to keep kiting and fighting. Got that Blade the Ruined King picked up at 10 minutes on the Vayne. Now going back towards the bot side, the clear from Kirei is heading bot side as well. So he's just clearing for his jungle, getting in lane so Jezu can go get some more plates bot side. And look who's gone to match him. It's IceBreaker. The swaps have been a little bit slower from We Love Gaming. They're not on the same page as Misfits Premier right now.
And it's not. They tried to look for something in the mid lane, but inevitably it's just Paris who's resetting. And what's really good about this rotation is that the bot lane from Bananitoo and Mersa, they were slow pushing a wave back into it. So while all the action happened in the top side and the resets came through, it was such a huge wave being funneled into Jezu right here, which also gives him, a bit of catch-up minion farm here.
I mean, if we could, I'd love to have a little look at the individual gold on the members here, but might have to hold that for a moment as Solar Flare is going to connect. They've got the Grand Entrance. Jesse's going to dodge away as the depth charge does land onto him. They're just trying to buy some space for Kirei now, who gets the taunt out from Agresivoo. Kirei's able to survive. Paris actually gets popped into the wall by Jezu with a condemn, flashing over the wall as the spear comes down. And that's going to be Jezu just mopping up everybody here. Mersa goes down. A double kill for him. Make it a triple kill as Agresivoo steals it away. Shockwave goes a little bit wide, but Warden, he's going to feel the hurt. That's the triple kill for Jezu. He is popping off on the Vayne, and he's going to get some plates.
And you know what? I'll take everything back I said about this Vayne pick. I thought initially WLGaming was going to invest a lot of resources into bringing this Vayne down. But on the other hand, we just see that Misfits Premier is just nurturing this Vayne as well. They're doing everything they can in their power to keep her on top of the game. Great engage once again. Mersa without flash. They're really good at keeping track onto the summoner spell timers. And then into it. Jezu, once he gets onto Paris here, once he gets low and he pops that ultimate, he's just feeling himself, and it's just an easy cleanup. A double kill into an almost triple kill here, gets it inevitably. But it's just, look at him, look at Warden, he's, not Warden, but look at the Hecarim, he's just chilling, popping that Rift Hell going into this one, getting the ace, unofficial. I know it's not even unofficial because IceBreaker was not even part of that fight.
IceBreaker didn't have teleport, I don't think. It's coming up now, so wasn't able to join into that fight, and I think he might just have died if he turned up, to be honest. At that point,
to be fair, I think you're right.
It was running away. You can now finally see, thank you very much, observers, the gold difference between Bananitoo and Jezu. 5,700 gold to 3,900. This Vayne is a monster right now. We can see what that translates into as far as the items are concerned. Blade the Ruin King with the attack speed boots versus the components of the Infinity Edge without the crit cloak.
And you're already behind the curve of the items here. The thing is, with Jhin, you're supposed you can keep ahead in this lane. That's why you even, that's why you even get Jhin in general. You got good base damage, you got great ability scaling with that fourth shot as well from the passive. And you're just supposed to try and run people over a bit in the early game. With this Vayne pulling ahead of the team play from Misfits Premier, they're just doing well. But at the same time, they're not afraid to take. I mean, WLGaming is really good at keeping onto these objectives.
Yeah, and I think that's a little bit of the Misfits playstyle coming into show there. They did give stuff up at home. They did fall behind a little bit. They're willing to give up these early dragons. We saw earlier, literally in our last game, a dragon, the first two dragons not mean anything. It was a 4-dragon turnaround, and actually Kirei now didn't run down as he throws out the charge, actually just turns it back around. Call an ambulance, but not for me. Ronaldo secures the kill as Mersa goes down.
And Mersa, he's not having a good one. I feel like he's always the one who's just getting caught out, who's always getting chased down by Misfits from here. But really good use of Kirei of the Unstoppable Onslaught to cancel the depth charge and then just run him back into it.
Targamas taking a couple of shots. IceBreaker's coming in. Flash not up for Jezu. IceBreaker looking for the charge. It's going to get it through. They actually got the Galio coming in. Able to dodge away a little bit here to get the condemn off. IceBreaker out of damage. And Jezu just able to mop up. Now IceBreaker flashes into his face. Jezu's able to live. He's got the Blade of the Ruin King. He's got the sustain to work with. And they just lock him down. Kirei gets the kill. It's 2 picked up for the side of Misfits.
And Kirei just comes in and saves Jezu in that exchange. Knocks the Malphite back on IceBreaker and just lets Jezu clean up once again. 6-1-6 onto this Vayne. We're 14 minutes into the game as well, and he's just going to continue getting more fed, getting more scary in these team fights.
The scary thing about this, I mean, we'll have a look at this once again, because it looked like it was going to be a good punish. There was a lot of burst. They had a good wombo combo onto Jezu, but the rest of the team, Misfits, they just know how to corral around him.
And I really love the use of Blade of the Ruin King here as well from Jezu and the heal. As soon as this Galio will come down, heal, Blade of the Ruin King directly into the condemn, just completely neutralizing Paris and what he wants to do here. And then this dash away, keeping Jezu alive. It's just a, cherry on top.
He almost got a double kill there as well.
Yes.
Just about able to survive that one. Got himself the components towards his Rage Blade, now getting closer and closer. Once that Rage Blade comes through, that's when Vayne hits her first big spike. But every item after that,
no flash.
Fairly defensively. IceBreaker, no ultimate, no flash. Blade the Ruin King, slowed down for days. They've got the CC to work with. Bye Rockman. Jezu able to find the kill. That is 7-1 on a Vayne, 15 minutes. Misfits, they are very much in control right now, and they're looking to start up a Rift Herald for themselves as well, and translate that into more map pressure.
Yeah, they're not looking to stop now. The map pressure you can enable with this Rift Herald as well. Just off the pressure from Jezu alone, a Vayne, 16 minutes into the game, is insane here. But then you combine it with the rest of the team that facilitates them, the engage coming in from Targamas, the stable backline in Ronaldo, who's just going completely invisible in this game, but he's also sitting on a Seraph's Embrace and is on his own way to the Leandri's Torment. This is not only a scary Vayne, it's a scary team.
Yeah, it's not like it's just the Jezu being fed. Sure, he's 7-1 and 6 on Vayne. Sure, he's miles ahead of Bananitoo, but you got a 3-1 Orianna, you got a 2-0 Hecarim, you got a 2-0 Shen. The team are firing on all cylinders. And I think that's been the storyline for a lot of our games today. We've seen so many games where it's not about individual members. It's about the team play. Everybody is playing so crisp in their wins today for our first 3 games. And, well, sorry, for our first 2 games. I'm getting a little ahead of myself now, but Misfits, they are playing as a collective unit. Jezu is the shining star and is the person they need to keep alive. And the team are doing a good job of recognizing that and making sure that he is not getting caught out.
Now, Rage Blade has been completed as well, so we're looking at 17 minutes into the game. Blade of the Rune King and Rage Blade available.
Paris getting caught out here as he gets knocked back. Ronaldo looking for that damage. We gotta get the knock up. He tries to jump away to safety, but Targamas will walk in to make sure that kill is going to get picked up for his team. And there is no escape for Paris. Now in their mid laner, now with a 4v5, they have the Rift held. You've got Agresivoo up in the top lane as well, shoving away. Bananitoo has to be careful as Kirei is looking for a pick onto him, but he's going to be able to step away.
And that's the thing, you didn't even have to worry about dying as Kirei there. You had a stand united in the top side, you still have a stand united that you can facilitate with an engage.
IceBreaker gets caught out, Mersa jumps in. Jezu just firing away on the minions, starting up his Blade the Ruined King. Sorry, his Rage Blade. So Shockwave goes a little bit wide by Ronaldo. And now, with the Death Charge landing onto Mersa, Mersa actually getting the shields, getting bopped up, all of the CC's layered in. That was a little bit of Vayne spotting if ever I've seen one. It's a 1-for-1 so far, but here comes Paris, looking for the taunt, only going to get it onto one as he gets himself a shutdown with the slam. Ronaldo running away as the curtain is going to be called. He's slowed down by the first shot, able to dodge away on the next one. Spear dodged away, not going to be dodged away, and Warden will shut him down. That's free for WLGaming.
And with that, that's 2 shots down going on to Relock Gaming. At the same time, they're going to go on Soul Point here. The fact that they can still keep up in this game by some mistakes coming in here from Misfits, but punishing it from Relock Gaming. Really well played from them. And you can see it here as we break it down. It's an engage where you're half HP on the Kirei here. And as soon as Jezu pops forward here, it's a collective unit of Relock Gaming immediately topping onto him. 1 ultimate, 2 ultimate, into the depth charge here, or the dredge line rather, sorry. And then it's just the rest of them. Paris comes in with a flank here. I think we know him as the Galio player with the flanks almost now. With a great taunt, great curtain call to break it down. And at this point, it's a zoning spear from Warden, but he walks back into it, and Ronaldo just gets taken down here as well.
There's a lot of shutdowns as well, crucially there. Shutdown gold going into WLGaming, which helps them close that gold gap a little bit. Now, Misfits are still ahead heavily in the gold department, but these dragons are starting to be a concern. Having to cut through those extra shields is going to make life a little bit harder, and I think Jezu was just a little bit too overeager there.
Yeah, a bit.
He tumbled in with the ultimate after the shockwave was used, after everything on his team was down, and there weren't really the tools to keep him alive.
And the thing is, one of the main engages you have here, that's your Hecarim with the stand united, or your Leona with the stand united, where you get to be proactive. Here you were a bit scattered, and as soon as they find the Vayne alone, WLGaming just piles onto her. But a really good pickup from WLGaming, being aware of the misposition coming in from Jezu.
Well, Baron will be fairly quick with Jezu. He's got the 2 items he needs. WLGaming have to be careful about that, because if they do kind of sleep on the Baron, they let the vision lapse, you can probably 2-man Baron with a 7-2 Vayne. Agresivoo actually going to start it up. Jezu's going to move over, and just watch how quickly the Baron Nash's health bar starts to evaporate to him. It's going down really, really quickly. They do get spotted out by Mersa's ward, and
they're not
actually don't have their jungler about, by the way. Kirei's over on the other side of the map, so Warden has the ability to steal this. There's no smite about, and they're continuing to do this.
He's going to go for the flank.
He's going for the flank. He's landed the spear. Targamas looking for him, but unable to find it. They finally spot out where Warden is as the teleport's coming in. Kirei is finally here as they get the big grand entrance into the 2-man knockup. That's going to be the dragon stolen away by Warden. He makes the play happen, and they do find the kill in return, though. WLGaming secure the Baron, denying that from Misfits. Misfits do find a double kill in return. But that was just a little bit sloppy from Misfits.
I don't understand what was going on there. Kirei was on the other side of the map. Take a look at your minimap right now. You can see Kirei is coming in from the flank, but Baron is already so low now. Why did you ever go to this point as Misfits? And at the same time, great engage from Mersa, finding it with 3 people being knocked up into the Hectech Protobell to set up the taunt from Paris here. And it's just great. Mersa steals, not Mersa, but Warden steals it meanwhile.
Warden, beautiful steal there, but I feel like that steal shouldn't have happened, and that means they now have 3 members with the Baron, which can translate into towers, can start to claw back this gold deficit a little bit more for them.
I don't even know why I highlighted the taunt. It was insane from Warden coming in here, just stealing the Baron, which was really needed. Because, yeah, you won't probably just straight up win the game from this Baron. Yes, Misfits from here is probably still going to be ahead, but you get more pressure on the map. You can get more control with this Baron buff going into the next Drake, which is actually going to be the soul from Relock Gaming.
And Misfits have to fight this. They have the numbers. They have the items.
Might.
They'll fight this.
They'll fight without their jungler around Baron. So I think if they do it as a collective unit now, we might see a better outcome from them. Because they actually have a really simple composition. You stand united after getting pressure in side lane, on your Hecarim, on a target you want to blow up.
So here's a question for you, Goldberg. Do you think We Love Gaming are going to give this dragon up? Do you think they should give this dragon up?
I don't think they should, because in the end, they are getting outscaled, and they should play towards their strength. I don't think they're going to get at a stronger point in terms of where they are right now against Misfits from here, with a Baron buff, with the items they're looking at here, because this Vayne is just going to continue to grow. The same can be set for Orianna and Hecarim as well. While your Nidalee is going to turn into more of a supportive role, but you're turning into a supportive role of a Jhin, who's also falling a bit behind in the late game when you're fighting in the likes of tags here.
All right, so expect action in the next 45 seconds. This dragon will be spawning up, and already We Love Gaming are moving some members over. IceBreaker has his ultimate, doesn't have his teleport, so he needs to move over in time. Agresivoo teleport and Stand United available means he's going to be okay just to push up in his tower. And I think We Love Gaming are just going to have to give top lane tier 2 up. They want to contest this dragon. They want to get the soul.
To be fair, Shen suck at taking tower. His Q doesn't do anything towards tower, so it's basically a general basic attack. Kirei.
Oh, Mersa in for a little bit of hurt here. Pops the stone plate to keep himself alive. Gets hooked. IceBreaker looking for it. Solar Flare goes down. There's the charge. Instantly on to Jezu, but Jezu has the shields, has the heals to keep himself alive as they find the kill. Flushes out from the taunt, and Paris can't find him with the Justice Punch. That's 2 already picked up for Misfits, and Agresivoo flashes in forward looking for Bananitoo. Not going to gut it, but it's 3-4-0 in favor of Misfits.
This is exactly how you wanted the team composition to play out here. I don't think this is going to kill him.
Oh,
barely actually. But as we just highlighted, the unstoppable onslaught together with the Stand United, there's just nothing you can do about it. You're forced to flash away. Even if you flash, the movement speed from the Hecarim coming out from his E is still going to be enough for the Shen to potentially catch onto you. And this is the thing, with these two team composition, whoever gets to be proactive theoretically wins, because you need to get in there with a knockup, with a Galio setup with the ultimate. But here you see it. Raid engage on for Kirei, and they try to funnel onto Jezu, but they can't go onto it. The Galio ultimate is already down, and there he has to flash in. But once again, Jezu with some great positioning, kiting it out, and from that moment in time, it's just over. Agresivoo missing the flash taunt, but no, I can't even say that's hard on shit. That's just, you know, it's a little whoopsie.
Little bit of a whoopsie, but, you know, end of the day, they get their free kills, they get the dragon, they stop We Love Gaming from hitting that dragon's soul. And oh lordy, We Love Gaming, they're going to have to do some work. 22 kills to 5 right now. 25 minutes on the clock, and you are dealing with a turbo-fed Vayne right now.
You are, and they're doing really well. We Love Gaming not looking to pull up the upset right now, but they do still have a chance. Next up, obviously, we got the Vodafone Giants go against Pumper Team, and we also got Excoundrel and Dan coming in for that series as well, so you should stick around for that.
Both of those teams actually lost yesterday.
Oh, really?
I believe. Yes. Pumper lost to We Love Gaming.
Yes.
And Giants lost to Misfits.
Oh,
so
wow.
actually, yeah, both teams who lost yesterday, so it'd be nice for them to finally get, or at least one of them is guaranteed a win here at E-Masters to start out the first week. And for now, though, we are focusing on the teams who won versus those teams yesterday. And at the moment, Misfits are looking vastly superior to We Love Gaming. Phantom Dancer now picked up onto Jezu, so he's nice and safe. Solar Flare is going to be forcing the flash out from Mersa. This will just be the red buff picked up for Misfits, as Kirei is going to be one to take that one away. Baron spawning up in 40 seconds, and I expect to see this time Misfits maybe position their jungler in the area.
But here's the thing around the next objective. Now, Mersa without a flash, you got Bananitoo without a flash as well. Even Paris is not a flash. So that means for you to actually equalize on that win condition we were talking about with Kirei, with the Shen as well, going on to just unstoppable onslaught into the stand United, there's a lot of members you can pick between to actually go in and win a team fight with what you have drafted here.
Alrighty, well. Oh, there's the engage there. She gets the two-man knock-up. Warden slides in. That's going to be the end of Jezu already. He's down, and just a really, really confident pick there from We Love Gaming.
And that's a great pickup onto a target. I thought we were going to be talking about We Love Gaming summoner spells, but Jezu without any summoner spells of its own, great pickup here.
Oh, they're doing it.
We Love Gaming, and Baron has been started.
All right, Warden stole the last one. Can Kirei answer back? He's actually down in level, so his smite's going to do a little bit less damage. Something to keep in mind here. Ultimate down on the side of IceBreaker, but everybody else is pretty much ready to fire, bar Mersa. That's going to be the Baron going to 3.2k health. Misfits looking for their opportunity. Shockwave on Ronaldo available. Paris looking to zone. Kirei charges over. That's a four-man Shockwave into the heroic entrance, knocking up a couple of members. The hook comes out from Mersa. Warden gets assassinated by Ronaldo on the tail end of the fight. It's a 1-for-1 so far as Agresivoo going low HP. IceBreaker also low. Taunt lands onto two. Agresivoo just trying to buy some space. Taunt comes out though from Paris to answer out. Agresivoo's health bar is going so low. Here comes Ronaldo, not able to get his way in. That's going to be the shutdown for Bananitoo, but Jezu making his way forward. Taunt comes out from Paris, and he will just sacrifice his life for the team. Down goes Paris as Ronaldo gets the kill, but Baron picked up for We Love Gaming.
And what a great pickup from them. They get the pickup onto Jezu as we were talking about, and they just turn immediately onto Baron to get that buff. Going into 1 minute now, next chance for them to fulfill that Mountain Soul coming into this one. And I gotta say, yeah, the score doesn't represent a nice game from We Love Gaming, but they've been really good at punishing the mistakes coming out from Misfit Premier, and they've been really good at the objective control going into it.
We can see that once again, a massive shockwave by Ronaldo, but just kind of not really enough when you don't have Jezu there to be your constant damage. And sure, they do lose their jungler, but at the end of the day, it's just a second Baron for We Love Gaming.
And going into it, it's just like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. They're stuck into the Baron wall, a bit aggressive of Agresivoo, trying to turn the fight with a taunt. And then, you know, someone's got to die for the team. Paris here sacrifices himself for the greater good of his teammates. So 3 people will still remain with the Baron buff. And now, 10 seconds onto the Mountain Drake, and they are looking to fight from We Love Gaming. The same could be set for Kirei and company.
That's a speedy pony, though. Kirei not going to get in there for now. Dragon spawning up, and Mersa caught out by the Solar Flare, just the slow end as Ronaldo takes the spear.
Whoa!
Agresivoo actually going a little bit aggressive there. He gets caught out by the Deadly Flourish. The shields are on from the Orianna. Taunt lands down from Paris onto Kirei. He's going to take a little bit of a chunk from IceBreaker. Big charge, though, comes through from Kirei as Mersa looking for the hook. Bananitoo, untouched at the moment. Jezu pops the ultimate, instantly tumbles away. That's the big one, but they do have the grand entrance. He's able to dodge it out. Jezu firing off onto everyone. The shockwave's going to be enough for 1 already. Make it 2 as that's a double kill for Jezu. Bananitoo tries to flash away, but he has to heal. He has to chase. A triple kill picked up for Jezu, and Warden has nowhere to go. He's going to have to hop the wall, but the Vayne may just chase him down. Misfits don't even care about the glory. They don't even care about the kills. They just want to take the game. They just want to take the base.
Yeah, and with 30 seconds, death timers coming in here, and only Warden alive, I think we're beginning to look at the end of We Love Gaming. They had a great run here, almost making the comeback happen with some great punishes, but in the end, the minion wave is still alive here for Misfits Premier, and they are looking to take down this Nexus.
The wave was trying to be caught there by Ronaldo. Mersa is up, but he cannot do anything. This will be the end of the Nexus as Misfits find their 2nd win at the European Masters.
And what a journey, really. Honestly, that was insane. We actually see Misfits Premier being punished here by We Love Gaming. And I think that a lot of people were expecting this to be a one-sided affair from the LFL Misfits Premier here. But Greece really showing that they still have it. Yeah, they don't get the win, but they show a lot of good signs in this game.
I think that's the key thing. There was a lot of good signs from the side of We Love Gaming, but with that, doesn't really matter in the end. It is a 2-0 for Misfits Premier. Now, guys, we're going to throw to a break, and when we're back breaking that game down a little bit more, we'll see you in a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the European Masters. We're getting ready to break down that last game. We Love Gaming versus Misfits Premier. Both of the teams got a win yesterday, but We Love Gaming, they got walked over by Jezu's Vayne. His Vayne was something else.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to be the player that stands out, but in general, it was also a really good team effort. Really good target selection every time. Here we see Mersa a lot getting picked out without a lack of flash here. The same could be said for the team fight. And once all these members are just extremely low, it's really easy for Jezu just to get in there and clean up these kills. This is basically what gets him so far ahead. We're talking 17 minutes into the game. Rage Blade and Blade of the Rune King completed for this Vayne.
I think bar that one like real Vayne spotting moment where he jumped in after everyone had used everything, I believe this being the fight actually, his positioning in teamfights were really good. Like, he was dodging everything. This is the one exception to the rule where he did just step up. Everyone else had peeled away. They'd used everything. They haven't found it. Sure, they went 1-for-1 and then actually were able to turn it back around, but it was one moment. I think for the rest of the game, I think you can forgive him. Jezu had a stellar game on the Vayne.
And while it was a good game coming in from mid-switch Premier, and it was dominant, it wasn't as convincing as it could have been. WLGaming was still showing teeth here. They were still willing to fight. So many Baron steals. While the Misfits Premier does win this game, WLGaming picked up 2 Barons.
It's interesting because it was convincing but not convincing, right?
Yeah.
Like they were very dominant in all their team fights, bar the one where they made a big misposition. But WLGaming, they did show some grit. They did fight versus them when they had the opportunity. We had the Baron still. We had actually 2 Barons for WLGaming. This is a team who I don't think we can write off. Today coming into this game, I thought, all right, maybe their game versus Pompa was a bit of a, it was that one in a million where they pull off a really good game. But actually, they showed us, even in a loss versus Misfits, they recognize mistakes, they're able to punish, and they're able to read when they can go for plays. And that means that there is actually some hype here for the Greek region. I think, honestly, WLGaming have got my attention, and I don't see why they can't make it out second from this group.
I don't either, because this is also a good learning experience this early into the group. You're not going to face the likes of Misfits anywhere else. You're probably not going to do it in scrims or even on the stage here unless you are here, which they are. And that just means that you can get this VOD. You can look back at it. You can look at all the things you do well, because there was a lot of things that WLGaming does well, but you can also see it all the mistakes that's suddenly just creeping in your gameplay. And obviously, granted, there are some big mistakes that you need to fix. I also think the draft here was a bit suboptimal going into what we got against Midterms Premier.
Yeah.
But it's something that's really easy to fix, and I'm still hopeful for the future of WLGaming.
I think for me, what this shows me is all of our groups, there isn't an easy group. I think every group is going to be really, really fun. And we've got more Group C coming up. Actually, up after the break, it's going to be Vodafone Giants taking on Pompa. We'll be switching out. It'll be Orcs and Excandrels. So we will see you later.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the EU Masters, where we pit the very best ERL teams against one another while showcasing up-and-coming European talent. 12 regions will compete to decide who will reign supreme over Europe, so be the first to scout and the first to cheer. Let's get right into it. EU Masters begins with the play-in group stage, where all regions will have at least one team represented, with a total of 16 teams divided into 4 groups. Here, each team will play against other teams in their group twice, with the top 2 seeds moving on to the play-in knockout stage. The winners here will move on to the group stage, where 12 teams have already pre-qualified. This group stage is where the teams will compete in a double round robin, with the top 2 teams advancing to the knockout stage. From September 15th to 16th, like before, top seeds will play against the second-seeded teams from other groups in a best-of-3, with winners moving on to the semi-finals. Here, the final 4 teams will play a best-of-3 and fight for their spot in the finals, where it'll be a best-of-5 to determine the next EU Masters champion. Each season, fresh talent explodes onto the Rift. The likes of Nemesis, Kazi, Selfmade and Humanoid all rose up through the EU Masters. But who will be this year's champion? Who will be the next breakout player to make it into the LEC? Join the ride, tag along and witness history in the making. Bye for now.